is very concerned and needs our help again. What is actually going on here? He brought out the potato camera, which means something's probably serious. He told me to react to this. He didn't. I'm schizophrenic. I hear Asmongold when I sleep. What is he very concerned about? Is this about the fucking AI shit taking over the internet?
Hi guys,
hey,
it's me again, and today...
Listen, Asmon, listen, I get it. We want to, like, use this fucking shit-ass microphone and this shit-ass camera to, like, appear relatable. Like, the bad video quality I will excuse. Can we at least just use your normal microphone, bro? Like, for the love of God. Like, dude, I will come over and I will replace this shit for you, bro. Leave him alone. Bro, relax, bro. Relax.
I want to talk about my favorite topic, internet censorship. And you know what's really upsetting? The fact that every single other government in the world seems to have that in common with me.
Yep.
Every other government right now is making laws, rules, and regulations for what can and can't be on the internet.
Yep.
And there's a little phrase that my mom used to always tell me, and it used to be, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But here's the thing. These people don't have good intentions.
Yeah.
They say it's for the kids. Sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, sure. You don't want to have kids on social media. You don't want to have kids looking at certain weird stuff. Very true. But let's be honest. The real reason why they're doing it is the same reason why YouTube removed dislikes. It's very simply because companies that are running advertising campaigns, pushing narratives and social agendas that aren't popular, and also governments that are doing the exact same thing, were upset and getting their feelings hurt because the people had the power of consensus. The people had the power of assembly, and they would assemble on that little red line on the bottom of a video, and it would show everybody else that this is bullshit. How many times have you guys read an article?
That's very true, but the word that he keeps using is power, that the people have power. The problem is the government doesn't want the people to have any power. They want them to the government wants complete and total control, and that's the issue. And yes, it is underneath the guise of protecting the children, so it will get a lot of people on board. And to be fair, I also would like children off the internet. I do think it would be better for everybody. Now, am I saying this because I really worry about the safety of kids? I mean, yes, but also I just don't want to fucking deal with them. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of bad parents in America, and a lot of people use video games and Cocomelon to raise their kids instead of like actually doing their fucking job of being a good parent. And a lot of people say, well, it's the parents' jobs to be taking care of the kids, not ours. And to be fair, you're right, but like 95% of parents are fucking shit. They don't do anything. They just slap them in front of an iPad and they call it a day. And you know that's the truth. Expecting parents to do their jobs without making it illegal to not do their job, well, I just don't think it's going to happen, guys.
Cole, and you thought to yourself, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever read in my entire life. And you scroll down to the comment section and the top comment says the exact thing that you think. And you're like, okay, I'm not crazy. Well, guess what? How do you solve that problem if you're the company? Do you write better articles?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
You just silence everybody who's criticizing you.
No, of course not. You delete the comments section. And that's what they're trying to do with the entire internet. We used to have, back in the ancient days, in the ancient texts,
Now, I will be real. I am a proud deleter of comments. I am. I do it all the time. But I want to give you guys a real statistic. So 1 in every 8 videos of gotcha that I post, I would have to delete like hundreds of comments because the people of that community are so fucking retarded. It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And they would often tell me that I was wrong about things that they didn't understand, and then I'd have to wait too much for them to actually admit that I was fucking right, like they always fucking do. But while I have deleted thousands of comments on gotcha videos, I have never deleted a comment on anything for variety. And even me talking about, like, you know, trans rights, how liberal women are retarded, serious political viewpoints, I'm very proud to say that my audience is like actually so well put together, because when I talk about these harder to discuss issues, they come and approach it with such like sophistication and the ability to traverse discourse with a little bit of class and elegance. I just don't delete the comments, because even if they do disagree with me, they do so in a way where it's like, oh, you know what? I haven't considered that. And that's what I really like about branching out into new different types of content, is that my audience is getting older and they're getting smarter, and their ability to navigate discourse is much higher. And I think that's improved upon me quite a lot because I will admit I am a bit of a dumbass. I don't deny it, and I think it's hilarious. I don't want to change that either. But I think I've become a lot more complete of a person over the past 2 years or so, and I'm very grateful to my audience and my friends for helping me get there. So thank you to all the commenters who leave lengthy comments because I do read them all.
Every website used to begin with www.
Yep.
World Wide Web. And I think we're losing those first two W's, and I think that's a big fucking L. The fact is that we are going to be moving towards a world and a society where different internets are siloed off based off of region. This is already happening. Look at what happened with, for example, Twitch and South Korea. Now South Korean websites are pretty much unique, and they do their own thing by themselves. This, in my opinion, is just a precursor of what's going to happen all across at least the Western world. Now, whenever I have conversations about this, I'm having conversations about this from the context of an American, okay? We have more freedom of speech than many other people in the world. And so when I say
and a lot of people don't understand that, right? The people say, well, what about freedom of speech? What about freedom of speech? Like, we have freedom of speech, but like, you can't use harmful speech. Like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, or I have a bomb in a movie theater. Like, you can't say shit like that. But when it comes to the United States freedom of speech, people got to understand the shit that Hassan does. If he were to do that in other territories, he'd be in jail or beheaded, right? Like, the United States is one of the few countries where you can sit there and actively talk about how much you hate the United States without being deported from the United States. So we have a lot of liberties and freedoms in this country that we really take for granted because we're a bunch of spoiled fucking babies. And guys, I'm sorry, there are so many privileged takes that come out from far left political commentators. It's disgusting, especially Frogan and crew.
Like, the reality is, I think, and this is the truth, okay? You might not like this, you might not want to hear it, but if you're realistic and you take your fucking idealism cap off just for a second, you're going to realize this is true.
Okay.
We're going to have real ID on the internet.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
You might not like it. I don't necessarily like it, but it's going to happen.
I was pissed off because I was trying to watch this video of a chick sucking a dick this morning. And 4 out of the 5 sites I wanted to go to were blocked off by ID verification. And it's really fucking annoying because I was just trying to blow my load. Thankfully, eventually I found it not gated. And I'm too lazy to download a VPN. I should probably just do that. But yeah, man, like, Real ID is the future of the internet. It's not looking good, but it's just one of those things where you kind of got to like grit your teeth and just take it raw, man. Just like sex with your dad. Feels the same.
And it's not going to be in 20 years. It probably won't even be in 10 years.
I think it'll be in like a year.
It'll probably be sooner than that.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised if things keep going the way that I think they are, that it happens even sooner than that.
Yep.
We're having this happen with social media. You had Spotify, and you had YouTube too. And YouTube and Spotify are asking for your IDs now to make sure that you're not underage. And they have an AI checking system. So,
dude, I will say, the feel of the internet is going to change drastically the moment everybody loses their anonymity on the internet. Everything's going to change. You will never see death threats ever again. You will never see KYS. You will never see these retards on the internet calling everybody a fucking pedophile, spamming I show speed gifs with these fucking K-pop girlies and these black girls laughing at the camera. Like, when minors are gone from the internet, I know it may suck putting in your ID, but damn, the internet, I genuinely will think will be a much different place. And I'm actually excited for it. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but I am excited, as in my curiosity for how it'll feel outweighs my worry of it destroying everything. It's very melancholic.
If you say it's lit or on God, you instantly get sent to YouTube Kids, which honestly I kind of think that's doing everybody a favor, right? But the reality is that YouTube and Spotify shouldn't be the ones that are doing this. They should not be the ones handling your driver's licenses.
I agree. We shouldn't have to give our ID to Pornhub, XTube, UJizz, BigDickBitch.com, YouTube, Spotify, Twitch. Like, we should just give it to like the government, and then us get like a code and it verifies our whole access. And like, it's that easy, right? And that's it.
shouldn't be the ones handling your personal information. How'd that go with the T app, by the way?
Yeah.
So in case anybody doesn't know, the T app was an app.
Yeah, like me as a content creator, getting my shit leaked is like fucking life ruining. So it's very scary.
Made for fat, ugly, middle-aged women to post pictures and henpeck men who didn't call them back after the first date because of the obvious reasons.
Yep.
And guess what happened? Well, in the most pristine and pure version of karma possible, all of these women who had their information, were putting out their information to, basically like posting the public information of these men against or without their consent, had all of their public information and private information leaked completely to the public.
Deserved.
And now you saw the pictures of all the people, and man, oh my God, like stereotypes exist sometimes for a reason. And so anyway, this happened, and I'm not going to say it's a hack because there was no security, there was nothing. The guy that was running this this app, apparently, I heard that after he gets done running this app, Sony's going to hire him for their privacy division. So that's pretty much where we're at now.
Yep.
And I don't want to have YouTube get hacked. I don't want to have Spotify get hacked. The reality is that we need some degree of authentication token.
I know you guys may not understand this, but I'm a very paranoid individual. And I already lose sleep over all my shit getting hacked. I fear it every single day because, like, if I get locked out of my YouTube, if I get locked out of my Twitch, like, I'm fucked. Now, I know a lot of you guys who aren't, like, as on the internet as much as I am, like, may not worry to that degree, but, like, I am always so afraid of losing everything within a minute. Like, my bank account gets hacked, I lose all my money. You know, like the stock market crashes, I lose all my money. I worry about this shit all the time. I worry about a lot of the intangibles. And it's very paralyzing. It's probably a good word for it. But yeah, putting this much trust into every website, I don't like that at all. I would rather trust the government than trust like 1,000 different sites. Do you know what I'm saying? And the other thing is the government really has all of our data regardless. So like giving them a little bit more, it's a lesser of two evils as far as I'm concerned.
Verification or some sort of third-party thing that verifies that maybe you are an adult or you are an actual person.
Debilitating.
Who are above
That's a good
this
word
age,
too.
but it does not provide that information to the end user or the end company that's actually trying to verify this. We need a validation token system, and if we don't have this, and I know people might say, no, we don't. We're not going to have any of this. It's bad. You're going to get it, okay? Yep. It's going to happen.
A lot of people want to be based and say, oh, dude, no, we should just do nothing. We should just do nothing. Okay. Like, you are the same motherfuckers who play, like, these video games and say, everything should be free and they should give me everything for free and they should pay me to play their game. Wow, very based. Okay, now let's live in reality here for a couple of seconds. And we're going to have to make the hard decisions, and we're going to have to choose the lesser of two evils. That's what happens. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not going to vote for either. Okay, well, you're going to get a president at the end of the day, so you got to figure out who the best electorate is, or the best candidate is. You know, like, you're not based because you don't want to make a decision. You're not based because you're not going to, like, participate. The people who are based are the ones who have reasons for which option is going to fuck us less. And I'm so tired of pussy limp dick content creators getting praised because they sit on the fence. Like, oh, people were going after Asmund because he was saying this shit. And it's the truth. We're going to have to figure out a way to make it work. And that is the best way to make it work. I 100% agree. You're not based if you say, well, actually, Asmund, we should have none. Well, that's too bad because it's going to fucking happen because every other country has the exact same thing. So we need to put our fucking heads together and we got to figure out what's the best shit that we can do because we're going to have to play by their rules and make it out as most unscathed as possible. And you can sit there and you say, more bootlicking, more like this fucking retard, more bootlicking. There is nothing based about your content creators giving you non-answers. There is nothing based about your content creators giving you non-decisions. The ability to overcome adversity and rise to difficult challenges isn't just that, I'm just not going to do it. It's figuring out how to do it any way possible and operating within the confines of what you're allowed to operate on. People who make decisions are a hell of a lot more based than people who say, well, I'm just going to do neither. Well, too bad, bitch. You're still going to have to play the fucking game.
You can get mad at me all you want, but just wait and see. So I think we need a validation system. We need a way that has
Are you going to vote next election? I think you said you didn't this past election. Well, to be fair, I would have voted Trump, but I was too fucking late to go out, to be completely honest. I think I was missing a form of proper identification to vote, but I would have voted Trump, to be completely honest. Let's keep going here.
Actual accountability to make sure that people just don't.
Because let's be real. Obviously, we know we didn't really get too lucky with the presidential candidates this term of election. However, I think Trump was a hell of a lot better than Kamala because Kamala's a woman. Just farming. She's retarded.
Shit leaked with one of these accounts or one of these websites.
It's a joke, guys.
Anything can get hacked.
It's a joke.
But I would
guys, it's a joke. What, can we not tell fucking jokes anymore?
Rather put my trust in some part of like third party like security system or something like that rather than a T app or something like that that's just basically outsourcing its security to squirrels. And so anyway, that's where that's not true. Squirrels are really good at hiding nuts. This person didn't even do that. But anyway, I was just thinking about this. The fact is that, yes, this is where things are going, and the internet is doing this. Why is this happening? It's not happening to protect the kids. It's happening to protect the people and the companies that are in power to make sure that narratives go unchallenged. And if you don't, the thing is, like, I don't even have to make a 1984 analogy because we can just make a 2020 analogy. Look at what happened with COVID. Do you even for a second think that's not what's happening? Of course it is. It's happening right in front of us because it just got done happening.
Yep.
And do you really think that all the people are like, the censorship game's up. Well, I guess it's time to go home and let's have everybody have freedom of speech now. No, they're planning their next method and their next move. And guess what? They just showed us our side of the board, their side of the board. This is what's happening right now. And I'm very concerned about this because I don't want to see the internet siloed away. I think that one of the best and most enriching things about the internet is the fact that everybody in the whole world can go on and talk with each other, basically.
Yep.
It's something that expands people's horizons. I think it both creates and also gets rid of xenophobia. And I think that the truth is that it gets rid of it a lot faster than it makes it. I think that if you can just talk to somebody from another country, from another place, you just have a straight up conversation with them. It's a lot easier than hearing what the media is trying to make you think this country is like. And I feel like there's been a lot of cultural understanding that the internet has created that weirdos and people that have agendas never like to acknowledge. I've been more enriched in my ability to understand the rest of the world because of the internet than anything else ever. And I would hate to see that not be an option for other people in the future, but it sure seems like things are going that way. I think the real problem here, by the way, isn't with companies doing this, okay? The companies are just pulling the trigger. You should look at the person who's loading the gun and who made the gun. And that person, that's the government. And so the fact is, in telling them to pull the trigger, the fact is that these companies are not doing this because they want to do it. They're doing it because they're afraid of not doing it. So what we need to be more vigilant of and there needs to be more advocacy of is, number one, privacy laws. I think that if a judge issues a subpoena and a person is doing something and there's reasonable cause and there's evidence and everything, I think, of course, their information should be turned over to the government. Like, duh. I mean, of course, that's the way anything is. That's the way it is now. But the truth is that I don't want to have the government that just has, they can just read what you're doing on the internet all of the time. And unfortunately, it seems like that's where we're at. And I understand if you've got nothing to, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear. Yeah, definitely. Well, what happens whenever they change what to hide? That's the issue. And I think that's where everybody else is at too.
Absolutely.
I don't want to have my internet be controlled by the 20 most annoying Karens that are either in collective shit.
I'm so worried about like violent video games being banned. That's what really worries me. Right? Because I like to use violent video games as like a relief to like me. I'm having a bad day, boot up Dark Souls and beat the fuck out of a fucking boss. It really worries me how Giga Karen, woke, liberal, fucking far left we can possibly go with the internet, because that's kind of what's popular to do. It is kind of freaky. And I think with Real ID starts getting on the internet, I also think there's going to be a lot of content creators that are going to be very afraid to be real. It's crazy because it's called real ID, but I think once the real ID happens, there's going to be a lot of people who are forced to be fake as fuck. We're going to have to see, guys. This can be a very slippery slope.
Out that are in the T app or that are in Congress.
And God, dude, if we get to real ID and people aren't allowed to stream anonymously now, like every streamer is required to use a webcam, I'm not ready to have my immersion broken when every VTuber turns on their actual camera and they're all fake as fuck. And they're all just ugly as shit. Man, I am not ready to realize that every VTuber that I watch for years is a 400-pound white man. Jesus.
Or I don't want to have them controlled by the 20 most powerful companies that are basically pulling the strings for a lot of these types of regulations. I am very concerned about this, and I think that you should be too. I think there's an honest and genuine conversation to be had about which content is appropriate for children and which is not, and how social media should regulate itself, and how social media...
The loss of a sense of security and privacy puts a lot of pressure on people. It will chill speech overnight. Yeah. Also, Legendary Drops, what up, dog? Problem with this issue is I understand why we're doing it. And I also understand the real reason why we're doing it. And I understand there will be a lot of pros, but they don't outweigh the cons. They don't. I think this is a necessary thing that had to have happened at one point. And that's why it sucks. And trying to figure out how to navigate this the least fucked way possible is incredibly important. But it's kind of hard to find that way. And to all of my minors in chat, I'm going to miss you guys. I mean, my viewer count's already fucked up today, man. We're barely breaking 4K. You know, all my streamers' view bots, it's all fucking over. But, man, when all the minors are out of my chat, I'm going to have like 5 viewers left because I know y'all's ass is 12 years old stealing your mother's parents' ID to get on this fucking website. I know. I'm going to miss all my minors in chat, bro. I'm going to miss y'all.
Should be regulated.
It's been coming.
But we are going a lot farther than that, and we're talking about the entire internet and websites wholesale. This is censorship. This is going to go too far. This is not for kids. This is for adults to prevent them from doing and saying things and organizing in ways that put the powers that are making these rules at risk. That's what's happening. And I understand I might sound like a crazy person, but after everything that happened during COVID, I can't see a single one of you guys disagreeing. And so anyway, while real ID I think is inevitable, what isn't inevitable is the fact that these companies have to be the ones running it. They should not be the ones running it. I do not trust these companies.
No, I don't.
I don't trust the government either, but I don't trust the companies at all, and I just don't trust the government. And the fact is that, you know, like the government got rid of America, slavery in 1865. Private companies still have it right now. So I think that pretty much gives you a barometer on which one is better than the other, which one has a little bit more accountability. But again...
And that's what I mean. Picking the lesser of two evils in this scenario is very important.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. So that's what I think we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at proactive, real ID implementations that do not actually put people...
Like I'm actually curious, guys. Like, if you had to pick one, you guys all understand that, like, the government is a much safer pick than every single private company you choose to interact with from here until perpetuity. Think about how many data leaks happen on all these sites day to day, right? The government leaks are at least a little bit rarer. That's not true. Well, I mean, I'm seeing majority people agree. I'm not going to really worry about the one guys here because it's obviously a difficult decision. But yeah, I do think it is the best case here.
People's data at risk by the company being able to have that data on hand. You saw that with the T app. And again...
And once again, you saying, I rather not trust any, you're going to have to pick one. It's so easy to give non-answers in times of stress. You're gonna have to give a choice. And that's what I really want to encourage my chat to do, to stop glorifying and championing people who give non-answers. The best people, the people that you should be listening to, are people who have answers for every difficult scenario of an actual route that you can follow. Because saying, oh, the path of Mordor is hard, so I'm not gonna do it. Well, then unfortunately, then the ring is probably gonna get into the wrong fucking hands and Frodo's gonna get fucking decapitated. Okay, you have to do the difficult decision somehow, and choosing the path of least resistance of these at least is choosing a path.
I know there's going to be people that are against me on this because you're going to say, well, I don't want to have this at all.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen. I cannot see a universe where it doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. If you drive around with a car, you've got to have a license plate.
Yep. You've
got to present ID with 1,000 other things in the world. Do you really think that we're going to live in a world where the internet stays like it was in 2007 forever?
Yep.
Of course not. And I'm worried about that because there are some great things about that. There were some not so great things, but I'll be honest, the people that are trying to control to get rid of the not so great things, they're also doing that as a massive Trojan horse to censor and control discourse on the internet, and to have a effective lever that they can pull in the future if they need to shut down a certain type of conversation. You're already seeing this in the UK, which right now is one of the worst Western offenders. And I think that entire ideology is going to be exported to the rest of the West and the rest of the world, as it already has been in some places like China. And so I don't want to see that happen. And I wanted to make this video and spread awareness and let you guys know what's going on. I'm busy today. I've got a lot of stuff to do. I wanted to make a quick video and talk about this. Be vigilant, be proactive, and don't let these companies try to take all of your information. Again, information and some degree of verification is, I think, inevitable, but it certainly shouldn't be coming from these private companies because they are the easiest ones to hack. And if you don't believe me, look at Sony. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I really want to hear what everybody thinks in the comments. I think this is going to be an ongoing conversation for the next, unfortunately, 5 to 10 years. And it is a losing battle.
I heavily disagree. Like, I really think, and maybe I'm just being pessimistic. Guys, I think this is going to be fully implemented within the next 2 years. Tops. There's no way it takes 5 to 10 years. Like, I genuinely think year or two tops. 5 to 10 years, yeah, fucking right. Especially with Trump. Like, Trump is impulsive as fuck. And I would not be surprised if Trump passes this shit overnight pretty soon. But it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. You know what I mean? And like with every porn site doing it, with YouTube already doing it, I mean, it's only a matter of time. We're already there.
But I would rather lose in a way to where we don't lose complete anonymity.
Absolutely.
And, at least unless the government orders it or a fucking judge orders it, right?
Yep.
And so anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what I think. And that's where we're at. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, so moral of the story is download as much porn as possible because porn is going away very, very, very soon.